Centrifugal electro pump units are the most important elements at water treatment facilities. Failure to correctly maintain them can lead to frequent stoppages, a fall in reliability, and a poor management of stocks of spare parts, consequently resulting in significant energy and financial losses. It is for this reason that a preventive maintenance plan must be put in place. In this module, we will present the various checks to be put in place on a daily, 6-monthly, or annual basis. To begin with, the following checks, which are typical checks, must be carried out on a daily or weekly basis. Check electrical characteristics, voltage, power, current, and hydraulic checks, flow, suction, and discharge pressures, and compare readings with manufacturer data. Check the condition of lubrication and/or greasing. The level of oil must be visible at midpoint on the leveler. Grease must reach the brim of the bearing. Check sealing. The sealing joint must be slightly loose, as in the following diagram. Check the presence of the protective cover on coupling. In other words, the junction between the motor and the pump. Check for the absence of a leak on mechanical seals and the pump body. Check for vibrations, shocks, and increases in temperature on the pump and the motor. Lastly, remove dust around bearings and motors. Please note, during inspection, any triggering of an audible or visual alarm, such as a red light, for example, requires the immediate stoppage of the facility. With respect to 6-monthly checks, the following inspections should be carried out. Check that anchor bolts are solidly fixed and not corroded. Check the number of operating hours in order to determine whether the lubricant needs to be replaced or not. Lastly, check that the pump and the motor are properly aligned. This can be checked using a ruler or a laser. More consequential maintenance operations must be conducted on a yearly basis, namely the vibratory analysis. This technique consists in collecting vibration data via direct contact at the level of the bearings. The measurements are taken with the help of an accelerometer or velocimeter connected to a data collector. Checkpoints are identified on every piece of machinery and must always be identical in order to be able to compare the evolution of data over time. An increase in certain indicators in relation to reference values is a sign of a probable malfunction. If monitoring detects an anomaly, it is necessary to carry out a more precise diagnosis in order to precisely identify the defective part. The main points to be remembered. Predictive maintenance for electro pump units permits facility management to be improved. Checks can be daily and/or weekly. They require little equipment. The majority are able to be carried out by simply touching, observing, or listening to the machinery. 6-monthly, these checks require more equipment. And annual. These checks consist in putting in place a vibratory analysis technique.